What is poppin', everybody? This is Revavroom. It's new deck time once again. We don't have too many new stuff that we can make decks for that appeal to me from Shrouded Fable. It's a very short set. I thought it was a main set, but apparently Cerebi lists it as a special set. I thought it was just a main set and it made it a miracle, making it short. And maybe they were just gonna copy the Japanese formula, but no, I guess it's a special set. I was going to do my Cargo, which is an older EX from previous one or two sets, with the new stadium we get from here, but it just wasn't working out, just too weak. So I'm gonna do this ugly guy, Revavroom. So if you look at the actual artwork for this Pokemon, like the concept art, it just looks different. I mean, it still looks kind of ugly, but in the cards, it looks fuck ugly here. I mean, it just, what the fuck is this? And the full art is just as bad. So, yeah. Not a pretty card. Like, you don't even know what the fuck is supposed to be from this angle. Just some sort of machine rock shit with the car pieces, like car engines on, or I don't know. But it is a decent card. It's a stage 1 EX with 280 HP. It's lightning, and that's kind of good, I guess. Might hit some things for weakness, like maybe Lugia, if people still play that. Weakness to fighting isn't the greatest problem, perhaps. Against maybe Greninja comes to mind as something problematic. But it does that Galissapod GX shit, if you guys remember that card, where if it was on the bench and it became active, you can do heavy damage for just cheap energy. So in this case, you start with 20, and then you're gonna do 120 more. So that's 140 for 1. Now, we have a bunch of switching outlets and a few scoop up cards, and we got things like this Tatsugiri, which is kind of gonna work like Stellar with Jirachi. So I thought it's not gonna be too difficult to build a deck around this guy, and I was right. This is going to be the plan. Just switching around, trying to evolve into this guy and just hitting for quick damage. 140 turn after turn. Now, unfortunately, you can't use something like Zapdos from Pokemon, the Pokemon Go set, to boost the damage further, because he's not a basic lightning Pokemon. And I couldn't really think of any other method to boost damage, not energies. You can put on some tools and stuff, but we want to sort of favor the free retreat tools instead, like the skateboard thing. So it kind of conflicts with that. You guys are going to see. But anyway, this is going to be the main attacker. We max him out. You never want to do the 3 energy attack, because you're not going to put 3 energies on to get rid of this dude and lose everything. Doesn't make sense, and it's too slow anyway. We're just going to favor the first attack. The Varoom of choice is this one. There's a couple of options. You got some 80 HP options. There's one that lets you draw a card while you do 10 for 1. And I prefer that rather than something like this, Rigidify, which is useless. But that one has 80 HP, and it won't be compatible with the Pofin. You want to use one with 70 HP. So this one is the better one of the 70 HP and 60 HP ones. So we use this one to get the Pofin, to get it with the Pofins. Then I do the Tatsugiri, little fishy, gives us free supporter cards if we're lucky. So pretty good, nice opening Pokemon. Since I'm going to be switching around a lot, might as well put this in the active position and try and dig for a supporter. It's just something that can potentially boost our consistency, so it's good rather than having something else. And then we got the Manaphy for bench protection, why not? And then a Radiant Jirachi for the Radiant Pokemon of choice. There isn't really any other option that's gonna make sense, I guess, for this deck. Either run this or just don't run anything at all. Yeah, it's something that I guess if I got this down and I don't have much else, like if they just want to not attack this guy and then maybe attack this, it's not going to work out for them. I'm going to get 3 cards, so hopefully that made sense. Maybe you guys are going to see in the matches. Okay, Now, we run only 9 energies because we don't really need that many. This guy only needs 1 to attack. You could possibly get away with 8 even. But I got the 9, just make sure we see them. You know, if you maybe have to discard 1 or something, never know. So 9 is a good enough number. We have enough space for trainers anyway. 37, it's enough. So max out the Pofins to get our basic. And do 3 nest balls as well. Should be efficient enough to get the Varooms. And I do triple Ultra Ball so that I can get the stage 1. I even crafted this, where is it? This old school original Secret Rare Ultra Ball from Plasma Storm, or Plasma Freeze actually. Just because, I mean, you're never gonna pull it, you gotta craft it now on TCG Live. It doesn't let us buy old packs from Black and White, I think. But anyway, I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna craft some high-end cards just to pimp out the decks for no reason. And I did. So, my decks are gonna look prettier now. Hooray. But 3 of this, and that's it for the Searcher cards. I guess the 1 Vessel too, just a nice thing to get the energies, discard something, get energies. Make sure we got what we need to attack. And then there's going to be a lot of switching outlets. I max out the switch and I max out the rescue board too. So this should be enough for you to make sure you're always switching around. And of course, this is something that's going to stick. So you can use it multiple times potentially, not just once. And then I got this guy too, which we'll get to later. But these are my switching outlets. If you got too many, then you're gonna just open with all of them and you're gonna brick and it sucks. If you don't have enough though, then you can't really work. If this guy doesn't move from the bench in the active position, he's useless, just gonna do 20 for 1. So you gotta make sure you can always make the switch. So I think these cards are gonna be enough to do the job. And then I even got Prime Catcher, of course, makes perfect sense in this deck. It's great again, it's great in any deck, of course, for your ace spec. But in this deck, there's just even more synergy as a switching outlet. So we run it. Alrighty. And I think that's it. Stadium of Choice is going to be Pokemon League Headquarters. This doesn't affect us, but it is going to affect a lot of meta Pokemon. And I don't know if the Darkness dudes like Munkidori, Pecharunt, and then Okidoki are going to remain popular. They're kind of used a lot now that the set just came out. I don't know if it's going to remain that way, but it affects them. Plus it affects all the other basic EXs that I see play. So we run this, should be pretty good. And then everything else is just supporter cards for support. Iono, max this out. Then we do Morty, just straight draw, discard, should be good. Kind of the same idea with Barry too. Run this and only do 1 of the youngster because kind of like the Ursaluna deck where we can have a lot of energies and if you can't use them with Ursaluna, they're stuck and this guy sucks. It's the same with this. If I have a bunch of switching outlets and nothing else, I don't want to just use this guy, shuffle 10 cards back in the deck and draw 5. You'd rather just do straight draw at this point. So this is where this guy and Morty come in. I also got the Grusha too because we have a low energy count. Potentially this can give me the major plus, draw until we have 7 in the beginning of the game. So that's good. Everything else fails is still draw until you have 5. Same for Cynthia. Major plus and just draw until you have 5. And pretty much that's it. We got Irida. 2 of this. Get switching outlets. Get Manaphy. Get whatever item, Ultra Ball to get your stage 2. And then we got the new face, Professor Turo's Scenario. So this guy is your AZ, you could say. Scuba Pokemon back in the hand, discard all cards attached to that Pokemon. So unfortunately you won't be able to just get an energy and the tool back. Like if you got the rescue board on, you lose those. But this is better than using... We can't use Beonia. She's only for basics, and that's unfortunate. And I think this is the only other the only card we can use basically for this combo. We don't got a Sorola, we don't have anything else that comes to mind. If we do, they got even worse conditions. But this is gonna work. So just 2 copies, it's gonna work as a scoop up card, and we can promote another Revavroom and also heal. So that's the thing. That's what made Galissapod GX very annoying too back in the day. Now, it might not be as good as back then, because things hit real hard these days. And, you know, once again, running too many copies of this in the early game when you can't use it, it's going to be shit. So, I just do 2. And it should be okay, I think. Yeah. And I think that's it. I mean, did I forget anything? It's just the boss's orders, the usual one. I got the one in every deck. And that's it. I'm pretty sure I didn't forget anything else. Right. And this is Revavroom. Just something simple to try out if you want to use something different. Once again, Shrouded Fable, short set, not too many cards, too many X's. And the majority of them, like, if you consider that, like, all of the Darkness dudes, they work together, you realize there's only just a few more EXs you can use. So, think about that, I suppose. That's it. That's the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like. Share the video with your friends. And I'll see you guys next time. Wazay!